the very last session of this weekend's Camden Wellness Expo. So I hope you've all been having a great time joining in the different classes and listening to the different stories, because there have been some amazing ones in there. So I'm Tia the Oil Lady. I've been an aromatherapist for about 25 years, and I want to thank you all for joining me today as we discuss just, I thought we would do, because I cover all the basics in my regular Wednesday night live stream class. So I do that every single week, and you're all welcome to come and join into that. And you'll find that one on Tia the Oil Lady on Facebook. As well as tiatheoillady.com. You'll find all my classes there. So I keep all the recordings and they're all there. So a lot of questions are answered there. So I thought what I might do today is something a little bit different and talk about just ways to connect with your oils. Okay, now I know that Charmaine has trouble connecting with this amazing oil. Now, I didn't even know what this oil was till about 6 years ago, and definitely it is one that we have in our house all the time now, because it is a really valuable oil. It does so many amazing things. But sometimes the smell of an oil, when we open the bottle, right, when we open the bottle and just go, it's like, oh, okay, so yeah, I don't know that I want to use that. And a lot of people will put it away and put it at the back of the box, or they'll only get it out if the recipe really asks for it and they've got to put a drop in. Now, oregano, I don't have an issue with oregano because I know that it has amazing abilities to fight infections and things. So that if my kids are getting sniffly and all snuffly, and we've done the Easy Air, and then we've done Easy Air and On Guard, and they're feeling okay, but it's just not shifting that. We had one drop of oregano and it's game changer. So to sort of have that amazing oil and go, oh, I don't like the smell of it, I can't use that, is kind of detrimental to yourself, because it is such a phenomenal oil and it can do so many amazing things. So I guess the question is, how do we make friends with our oils? This is another one that I absolutely love, and the way I was introduced to this oil was very spiritual, through a lot of meditation, through my original oil mentor. She introduced me to spikenard, and spikenard, I suppose, like the oregano, is a very acquired taste, a very strong smelling oil. And I know that I picked out a couple of the ones out of my box, and I know that Vetiver is another one that people go, oh my God, like this one, sometimes when I open it, it smells like dirty socks. Okay, and you're going, oh, why do I want to put that on to meditate or to feel calm or to help relax me? Because its nickname is Oil of Tranquility. Okay, but to me, it still smells like dirty socks. But if I pop it into my diffuser mindfully and I know what I'm using it for, then usually I don't have that dirty socks reaction. Okay, it doesn't make my house smell that way. Okay, I pop it in with some orange, some citrus bliss, tangerine, any of the citrus oils, and it just smells divine. Okay, so the fact that it smelt like dirty socks the first time I took the lid off and went, oh my gosh, then it's not always going to be that way. Sometimes one way to do it is to hold the oil, okay, and just go, mindfully say, okay, I know, like even hold it over your heart's a really good spot, but say, I know that this oil is good for me. I know that this oil is going to help me sleep tonight. I know. Okay, do those. And then smell your oil and just see how different it smells to you now that you've connected with your heart energy to that oil. Another way, and this was the one, I only learnt this one recently and I loved it, and that's why I wanted to share it with you today, about making friends with your oils. So I'm actually going to do it with Vetiver, and I did mention to everyone to bring along their least favorite oil. So I'd love you to pop it in the comments what your least favorite oil is, and we can, we'll address it from there. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. You don't have to smell it just yet, okay, because like I said, we're going to make friends with it. I was just looking at the light coming into my room. I usually do my classes at 8 o'clock at night. I don't get that beautiful light through my big, I don't know what my windows are called, but they're big arched ones that go right up to the roof. And yeah, I've got some really interesting light coming in. Anyway, grabbing your oil. Okay, so the one that you have decided that you really do need to make friends with. Okay, so what I want you to do is open it up. Okay, now I may have to angle my screen a little bit so that you can see, because I need to come down to this area. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to wave it under my heart area just a couple of times. Okay, just wave it under there and get into that energy of it. Okay, slowly doing the same thing, just slowly bring it up to your nose. Okay, and when we get up to our nose, we're going to put one finger, just have a little breathe, keep waving it, then we're going to do the other side. We're not snorting it, just a little sniff will do the trick. Okay, now we're going to put one drop on our fingertips. Okay, and now smell it. Okay, and it is so different to when you first open a bottle and go, oh, okay. You can smell the gentleness in that oil, and for me, like I said, that was Vetiver, and there's definitely no dirty sock smell happening there, and it is a beautiful calming oil, and definitely worth trying. Now Vetiver, just on a complete side note, I can see that Charmaine's with us, so I'm hoping that Charmaine has got a little bit more of an appreciation for oregano. But Vetiver is a base note oil. It's one of those deep ones that hold all your other oils, and that's why when I use it, I pop it in a diffuser with orange and citrus bliss and any of the citrusy oils, because they're all top notes, which means that they're really bright and they're really quick, but they evaporate really quick as well. Where if you pop a drop of Vetiver in your diffuser with them, and we only need one drop, it's a really strong smelling oil, but one drop will just hold all those citrus oils in your diffuser, and you'll have that beautiful smell going through your house, or on your perfume, or however it is that you've chosen to use it. So you'll have that smell happening all day, as opposed to bright orange smell and then nothing. So Vetiver is a fixative, is one of the words the perfumers use for it. Okay, how else though can you pick your oils? So of course you can totally do, you can grab your books out, you can go through your books. This book I've got as an no, not as an app, this one I've got as a virtual book online. My other favorite, the Essential Oil Life, up there, is that's an app on my phone as well. So you can go through the apps, you can just research them, you can look up your books, you can find the oils. So if for example it was chest infection that you were looking up, seeing as that was the one that I was talking about, then you actually go into the book and you can find a list of things that's great for colds, for example. Okay, so I've got a whole list here of oils that I can use for my colds. Okay, it gives me a couple of different varieties. Now, I may not have all of those oils. It doesn't matter. If I use one or two, it's a start. So don't sort of be put off when you look at books and go, oh, I don't have all of those. It's a matter of use what you do have, because it will make a difference anyway. And as always, the intention is huge. Oils are energetic. They come from the plants, so they do feel, they do connect with your energy. They do. Your intention when you use them is just as important, which is why one of the reasons it's really important to make friends with those ones that you're not a real fan of, because I kind of get, if you haven't made friends with them, then realistically they're not going to work for you as effectively as some other ones do. So it's always a good idea to make friends with the ones that you're not a big fan of. Now, once you've selected your oils or found a recipe or whatever, that's a real logical way of choosing your oils. You know, like I said, with coughs and colds and things, then my go-to is 3 drops of Easy Air, 3 drops of On Guard in my diffuser, and if it's turned into a bit chesty, then I'll put in 1 drop of oregano. Now that is my logical brain telling me that those oils will do that for me. And it's a great way to use your oils and to get, used to using them. But if you're sort of doing something a little bit different, if you want to meditate and, you've heard spikenard's phenomenal, you've heard frankincense is absolutely brilliant, you've heard, now Susie does a class on Friday nights that talks about oils and crystals and meditation, and she just comes up with so many suggestions of oils. How do you know which one's right for you? And not only which one is right for you, but which one is right for you today. So you can, like I said, you can choose your oils logically. So go through the books, go through your lists, go through all your information and work out which oil sits right with you, which one you want to try. Or you can do things like using your crystals, using your pendulums. Okay, now again, you do have to cleanse them and make friends with your pendulum first. So this is one of my favorite ones. I've got a couple, but this one's one of my favorites. And before I even open my oil box to use my pendulum, I have to ask myself what I want. Okay, so is it just what is going to help balance me today, for example, is a great way to start. Now, doing it this way, you don't have to have all the oils. Okay, you can just have a small selection and ask which one is going to serve me best today. Okay, before you open your box, make sure that you're very clear on your yes and your no, okay, with your pendulum, because once you've got your yes and your no going, well, then you can ask questions. Now, I can't just pop the pendulum over my box and go, which oil do I need? Because this particular box is rather full. Okay, now the pendulum doesn't speak. It's not going to tell me which one I need, but I need it to show me. So I need to be a little bit more specific in my questioning, and not in, what oil's going to do this for me, more in which oil do I need today. And I use, when I do it, because most of my oils are stored in boxes of some description, okay, all my other ones are like stored like this, so they're all in little boxes, in grids. So when I'm using my pendulum, I can then sort of point to a row and go, is it in this row? And ask it. Okay, and if I get a no answer, move on to the next row. Is it in this row? Is it in this row? And when I get a yes answer, well, I've only got 4 or 5 to pick from. So then it's a matter of touching each bottle. This one, this one, this one. And it is a great way to work out your blend. Now, if you're doing that with, well, this box has a lot of blends in it as well as a lot of individual oils. So if it was to pick a blend for me, then I can just go with the blend. I don't have to mix it up myself. But if I'm making a perfume or a special blend for meditation, or just want something different in my diffuser today, and I'm going through all my individual oils, well then I work with about 3. So once you've got your 3 that way, hold the 3 in your hand and ask it, is this all I need? And if it is all you need, then you don't have to do it again. But if you need one more, then you can continue to go through your oil box and find which one you need. Now, once you've got your 3, there's 2 ways that you can work out what your blend is. Okay, so same thing. You can use your pendulum and go hold your oil and hold it and ask 1 drop, 2 drops, 3 drops, and get your yes no answers. Now, because you're doing this, just have a piece of paper handy and write it down so that you know how many of this one, and then go to your next oil and do the same thing. The other way, and this is really sweet, I really like this one. I'll do it with some different oils. Let me grab a citrusy one. And okay, so for example, if these are my 3 oils, okay, I've got a base note and I've got 2 top notes. So this one's fruit top, this one's a citrusy one too. So I've got 3 there. Now, when I take the lids off, okay, if I hold these 3 together in my hand, okay, and just go, okay, now when I do that, now I have used Vetiver again. The Vetiver is really strong. So what I do is I drop the Vetiver down, okay, and then do it again. Now the Citrus Bliss is stronger, okay, and it smells great. I really like it. It's a nice one. Okay, so if I'm happy with that, okay, looking at that, so I'm looking at roughly equal parts of these 2 and a little less of this one. So in my diffuser, for example, if I'm going to put 5 to 6 drops in my diffuser, which is the norm, I would maybe do 2 drops of each of these and 1 drop of this. Now, because I've only used 5, I can put that in my diffuser and have a smell. And if it's still a bit, I don't know, I've picked up lemon, so say for example it's too lemony, well then I've still got room for 1 more drop of this one, of the Citrus Bliss. Okay, and it's the same if I'm making up a roller bottle. If I'm making up a roller bottle, okay, so a 10 ml roller bottle, I usually work, when I'm doing that one, being 10 mils, I work on 10 drops. Now, logically, I know I can probably put up to about 20-25 drops in that bottle, but I like to work with 10 because 2 reasons. First one, your oils are a beautiful energetic substance, and you don't need to use a lot, and a little bit goes a long way and works on your energetic body as well as your physical. If you make your blends too strong, it goes straight to the physical body, which, you know, those 3 drops of the Easy Air and On Guard for colds and flus, I need it in my energetic body. But if I'm using them a little bit less, a little bit if I want to sort of work on the energy first, well then I need to make it a slightly lighter blend, which is fine. But the other advantage of working with 10 drops is it's really hard to take a drop back, but it's really easy to add them to your bottle. So if I've put 10 drops in, then I know that if I'm not 100% sold on the smell, it's not a problem, because I can add the other oil to it. Okay, I can add a couple more to it to get the smell that I want, and then of course I top it up with fractionated coconut oil. Okay, so that's another great way to do it. Now, who have we got there? I'm just checking the some of the comments that I can see there. Thanks, Susan. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought the light was a bit special too. So yeah. Okay, so Susan has commented about oregano being antiviral, antioxidant, antifungal, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory. It is truly a phenomenal oil. And if you don't like oregano as a food, 1 drop of oregano oil will still give you a little bit of flavor and will still do the job, and you'll get all those amazing properties of the oregano. So I'm hoping to hear from Charmaine in the very near future and tell me that she has made friends with oregano. Okay, I've got a question here, which is an interesting one, and so I'll answer this one. Laura's asked, how do I feel about the new Australian native essential oils such as Nerolina and Kunzia? Now, Kunzia is not a new oil. I actually have a bottle of that, and I've had it for, I don't know, probably 15 years. So it's an interesting oil. It's a very resinous one as well. And Nerolina, I know I use Neroli, however you want to say it. Look, if you're using a good quality oil, I don't mind what it is, as long as it is good quality. And over the years, I have used, I haven't actually used not so good quality oils, because fragrant oils just did my head in from the beginning. And then I started to use, the first company I was with was a company called Oils of the Earth, and the oils were just beautiful, and my oil mentor taught me a lot there. I was with them for about 10 years and it was just amazing. And through them I met, after that I met Judith White, who was one of the ladies that started in essence oils in Australia, and then went on to do in Judith White Aromatherapy. So she had some beautiful blends, and I did hers. And I used Springfields for a while. Once I couldn't get Oils of the Earth anymore, I used Springfields for a while and quite liked them. As far as doTERRA, I've just, once I started using them, I just fell in love with them. I loved all the ethics behind it. I loved the co-impact sourcing. I loved the healing hands. I loved all those things. It was all the stuff that my first mentor had taught me about oils and about quality and whatever. And so yeah, they really, for me, they resonated. And I actually didn't think I was getting back into oils as such until I opened my first delivery, and I just went, what am I doing? Why aren't I doing the work that I love, that I'm supposed to? Because I had packed it away for a little while. And yeah, it was a beautiful intro to come back to, knowing that the company had all those ethics that I'd been taught originally. Okay, I thought you could use oils. Okay, I'm not sure what Susan's getting at, but I will answer it because it can be taken both ways. So all oils have an expiry date on them. Okay, you will find it usually on the bottom of the bottle. They do have an expiry date, and you know, it's a bit like when you buy your flour. Okay, it has a best by date. They do have a use by date. I've not thrown any oils out because they didn't work anymore. Like I said, I've still got the Kunzia up there in my my oil box, and I've got the most beautiful oil called Violet Leaf, and it is just divine. And every now and then all I need to do is just open it and smell it and just take that second to connect with it, and it is just amazing. So the different oils have different expiry dates. So things like, sorry, I've got children in my house that are now yelling from one end to the other, so I apologize if you can hear them. Where was I? Okay, so oils like vetiver, sandalwood, patchouli, spikenard, all your real, sandalwood is another one, all your really resinous, thick, heavy base note oils, they don't go off. They just get better. Okay, that timber, that the smoothness of them, they do mature with age. So you can use them as soon as you buy them. It's not like a bottle of wine that you've got to put on the shelf and get it out, spin it round and get it out every 5 years and admire it, and then in 20 years time think about opening it. Okay, it's not like that, but they don't go off. Okay, the citrus oils, on the other hand, your citrus oils are very top note, there is a word for it, and off the top of my head it's disappeared, but citrus oils will evaporate over time. So with the citrus ones, if the expiry date is if the expiry date is in 3 years time, and you're using it a lot, you may find that in 4 years time it may not be as effective. Okay, it will start to evaporate and disappear. Now the patchouli that Charmaine has mentioned there, she bought a cheaper one and it hasn't lasted, because if it's not pure, you don't necessarily know what is in them. I worked at a health food shop 15 years ago, and we sold a particular brand of oils, and even then they were nowhere near the quality of the oils that I was selling through Oils of the Earth. They were, basically a supermarket line, and I actually asked the guy that owned the health food shop why we were selling those when there was so much better oils available, and he literally said at the time, people don't understand, people won't pay for the good oil unless they understand what the oil is going to do for them. And that's why I've taught aromatherapy for 25 years. That's why I do oils the way I do them, because the education is there, and I love teaching it. So, and making it accessible, and just demystifying it. And realistically, if you're going to pay $120 for a bottle of frankincense, you don't just want a pretty oil, you want an oil that's phenomenal, and you want to know what that oil is going to do. And if I pick it up at the supermarket, I don't know what it does. I don't know the quality of it. I don't know where it came from. I don't know all those things. So I might be able to pick it up for $20 or $30, but I don't know what it's going to do. Every single time I pick up my bottle of frankincense, I know what it's going to do. I know where it's come from. I know where to find the stories of it. I know that entire villages are impacted positively because I bought that particular oil. So it's a hard one, but once you start using them and you realize or see the difference in the oils yourself, then you sort of start to go, okay, well, I'm not going to buy that. We do it with food, we do it with supplements, we do it with lots of things. There is the supermarket brand, which might be a great one to introduce you to it, but then there's better ones, and we all make choices every day whether or not we're prepared to pay that little bit extra for a better quality oil and getting what we need. So there you go. Hopefully that answered your question. I think Mary had said yesterday about the soul modes and the different energies, and and she said that Charmaine was in sparkle mode yesterday and was off on tangents, and I think I hit sparkle mode today as well, which is okay, I don't mind, but I'm hoping that I covered or completed the sentences that I was looking for. So if I've touched on something and not given you a complete answer, please just pop it into the chats and I will make sure that I do give you a complete answer on that one. I think that was pretty much all I really wanted to talk to you about with your oils today. I will mention that I do, and I've popped the link in the comment, in the precursor, or what, I don't even know what you call it, in the post that goes with this video. There is a couple of different websites there, and there is a link to this. Now, this is the Essential Oil Academy is one of the types of classes that I teach on a Wednesday night, and with them I've gone through the intro stuff from all the classes and put together just a quick intro book. Now you can download that from the link above, okay, and it just goes into all about essential oils, why doTERRA. To answer Michelle's question, I love doTERRA oils, and yeah, so that would be my answer, is doTERRA. But you can download this book, and it tells you all about like oil safety. It gives you hints on how to use the oils, whether in your diffuser, in your on your skin, that you can use them internally. Again, with like everything, using them, being educated, knowing what you're doing. So that guidebook is a great place to start. So if you jump on and download yourself a copy of that, if you have any trouble downloading it, just let me know and I'll make sure that you get a copy of it in your inbox. Now, it just sort of, when I flicked through that and saw the 3 ways, it reminded me of another question. So Michelle sort of said, what are the best oils? So I'm guessing she may mean brand. Brand wise, like I said, I love doTERRA. So they're my go-to. As far as what's the best oil, it really does depend on what you're using it for. And so a lot of people sort of go, oh, like I want to get started. What do I do? What where do I start? So with doTERRA, there's a couple of different kits, and I was going to mention one of them today anyway. But the kits, there is like the Family Essentials and the Home Essentials kit. Those ones have your lavender, your peppermint, your On Guard, your Easy Air. They have all your basic like your proactive first aid kit, the ones that really at some stage every house should have on hand, okay, because you never know when you're going to flick a bit of oil when you're cooking and burn yourself, okay. So once you've run it under the cold water, you need lavender oil, okay. So having it handy means that you can get the treatment that you need straight away, okay. If the kids have got runny noses, then you do need the Easy Air. The On Guard is phenomenal. Every day on the bottom of your feet is a great way to use that one. So they are really good oils to look at and think about using. But for me at the moment, my favorite kit is one called the Essential Wellness Kit. Okay, so the Wellness Kit has 5 blends in it. Now, they are no-brainers. You don't have to think about them. You don't have to mix them. You don't have to do anything particular with them. And what they cover is they cover pretty much that emotional roller coaster that we're all on at the moment. And the kit comes with a diffuser as well, so it is phenomenal. This one here, Adaptive, this has been my sanity saver. Apart from Dr. Phil, he helps save my sanity as well. I visit him every week for that purpose. But on the other days, this one works a charm, and this is the Adaptive, and that's a nice calming blend. So that one just helps, bring me back to my center. It helps calm me. I use it, sometimes I use it in the morning, sometimes I use it in the afternoon. It just depends on my day. If it's just been one of those days where the thoughts are just gone hectic, then that's a really, really good one to use. If it's if today I want joy in my house, then the Elevation Blend is a really nice one. It's got a lot of citrus in it. It's got some other things in it. And it's just a really bright, uplifting, joyful, bring about that joy in your house. Citrus bliss is invigorating. So, what's that meme about? I thought if I had more time, I'd actually get housework done. Turns out it's not time that I need. I need motivation because the housework's not going to happen in a hurry. So the citrus bliss is a really good one to invigorate you, to sort of get you motivated to do some stuff. Oh, elevation and spearmint. Nice. The spearmint's on special this month as well, but elevation is beautiful. That's in normal times when I'm allowed to have clients in this room. That's what I diffuse when I'm massaging, because it's just beautiful. I must say this one gets a bit of a workout in my house, the balance. Okay, it is the grounding blend. It is the one that, if you've sort of been, I don't know, just all too much, everything's happening, whatever, then a really good way to use this one is just one drop on your hand. And this is one of my favorite ways to use oils. You can do it with lots of them. Just breathe it in. And you can physically feel yourself calm down and come back. And it is phenomenal, beautiful oil. Now, I love diffusing this one with any of the citrus oils. So I can pop it with the citrus bliss, I can pop it with the elevation. It is really nice. But if we're having one of those days where, everybody's really anxious and nervous and just horrible, then I could mix the balance with the lavender piece. And that's a really nice combination. And that works really good as for anxiety and stuff. Lavender piece by itself is your nice restful blend, and that's the one to help you sleep, or the one to pop in the kids' bath. One drop. Okay, don't get carried away. You don't need to use a lot of it. And if you're going to put one drop in the kids' bath, don't put one drop on their pillow and one drop on their feet and 3 drops in the diffuser and sort of then go, why aren't they sleeping? I've put it everywhere. You've put too much. Keep it simple. If you're going to put one drop in the bath, that's fine. Follow it up a couple of hours later with one drop on their feet if you like, or 1 or 2 drops in the diffuser. Okay, is that an adaptogen blend? Okay, I'm not sure what that one is, but adaptive is the calming blend. This is the one that they bought out last year that can replace or work like an antidepressant, really. It's just a really calming, it's beautiful. It's a really nice blend. There is a lot of information. If you go to Tia the Oil Lady or on Facebook or theoilhut.com, you'll find a lot of other information on it. Off the top of my head, I don't know, but gorgeous, gorgeous oil. We do need to diffuse balance around the whole world at the moment. That would definitely make a difference. What was it? A pinky roller. Okay, I'm not sure what Charmaine's asking, but that's okay. I'll quickly go back up and make sure I've answered the others. Okay, Susan's question, does On Guard boost your immune system? Totally, absolutely brilliant for boosting your immune system. So that one is brilliant. It's a definite regular go in my house. Okay, oops, lost my screen. Okay, I'm back. Okay, that pretty much is all I wanted to talk to you about today. That kit is available. You can go to theoilhut.com and you will find that kit and 10 other kits, but that one is my favorite one at the moment, just because once it arrives you can get started. You don't have to think too much about it. You can just try the oils, just put your hand over them, ask which one do I need, and pick one without even looking, or look at them and go, oh, balance, I need that one, and put that one in. So brilliant vibe oils, those ones. Okay, thanks Charmaine. Thank you everyone for participating. It's been awesome. It's been great to get some feedback. I'm liking this. I don't get the comments like this on my screen when I do my live stream. So I'm going to have a look at that one now. That kit is called the Emotional Wellness Kit. So it has the 5 oils in it. So it is a beautiful one. So now that I have finished my talk, I just want to thank absolutely everybody involved in the expo. Okay, so I know that Charmaine and Phil have had a lot to do with getting it up and running, and from what I can see from the weekend, it has run super smooth this weekend. Yes, we're not together and you can't see what we have, you can't see all my beautiful empty bottles and, the diffusers and all those things. You're going to have to go to my website to have a look at those. But we have been able to connect, and that has been beautiful. We've heard some amazing stories about why people do what they do. We've learnt how to do stuff. We've been, we've had amazing stuff. Like I did do a quick video last night and thanked everybody for yesterday, because I sat in on all the classes yesterday. I've sat in on them all today. Today's been about connecting with spirit, with Felicity. We've had one big heart yoga. We've had spiritual awakening with Phil, with Dr. Phil, and that was just amazing to hear his story. Now, I've known Phil for a while now, and I go see him every week, but I didn't know all of that. And so I love those stories behind why people do what they do. In fact, I actually did a video on that about 3 weeks ago, so that one's up on my YouTube channel as well. We also then did meditation with Lana, and we did amazing yoga with Courtney, and all that breath work with Courtney was just beautiful. It was a really nice way to do it. So thank you everybody for participating, for attending, for teaching, for facilitating and sharing your stories and things, but also to everybody who joined in and participated and did their yoga at home, or has now got a list of websites they need to follow up on because they were really interested in the information. Now, I've got one here from Phil. Let's see what Phil said. Bravo, it's been a great wellness expo. Thanks to Charmaine and all the fabulous presenters and all those who have joined us this weekend. We have all sown seeds of hope, connection, opening and heart, and so many fabulous tools and tips to help them get well, stay well and be well. Did he just read my notes? I wrote them before. Love it. Charmaine has mentioned, though, that there will be email copies going out to everyone who registered. Everything will be uploaded to the website, as well as being available in the expo. So all the classes, all the bits and pieces will stay in the group. So you'll have unlimited access to them. So you can go back and listen to them more than once. Thank you. Big one. And neither of them have jumped onto it. Of course, we hopefully will see you live next year. And in the meantime, you can connect, and we're all happy to do what we can virtually. Like I go and physically see Dr. Phil each week, but again, it's, one-on-one and very limited time things. So as a big group, hopefully on the 27th of March next year, pop it in your diary, Sunday the 27th of March, we will have our next live version of the Camden Wellness Expo, which is brilliant. Okay, keep liking our page and sharing the love. And my words to finish, which Dr. Phil's pretty much already stolen, but I had written them down, so I'm going to say them anyway. And my advice, or my parting words, apart from thank you for participating and being part of it, is stay safe, stay kind, and please stay connected. Thank you.